Hi, I'm Sam Brown, and you're watching Belch. Well, today is one of the first days that I don't have a lot to talk about. So this is probably going to be a pretty short video. Hold on. Hold on. We'll get the whole double chin into the picture. Um, so what to talk about today? Disappointment. I like to brew my own beer at home. And I actually had a batch that was fermenting, not fermenting, had already been bottled, and I was just waiting for it to sufficiently carbonate. I opened one up today. It's doing great, tastes great. Poured most of the bottle down the drain, and by most of it, probably 10.5 ounces out of 12. Because after I opened it up and started checking it out and tasting it and all of that, it dawned on me how many carbs were in it. So I started to do some research, and it turns out that if you're familiar with like Samuel Adams, the beer I made this time is very similar in color and taste to the Boston Lager, I should say. So, I went online to see exactly where that fell on, for carbohydrates, and it's close to 20 grams of carbohydrates per bottle, per 12 ounce. So, I don't know. I guess I'll be giving a lot of them out as gifts. I did see some Michelob Ultra only has maybe two. No, maybe it's, I don't know, around 2 grams per bottle. Anyways, there's another one out there called, let's see if I can remember this. Oh yes, Thin Ice. Thin Ice, around 1 gram of carbohydrates per bottle. So it's definitely, if you drink beer, you can still enjoy it. There are alternatives out there. And you have to decide, like anything in life, what's important. If you're going out to have some drinks, well then, that's going to be the day that you kind of throw caution to the wind, and you go out and you have your 5, 6 beers, whatever, 2, 3, I don't know, whatever. You blow the whole day, but that's what it is, and you move on, and you start over the next day and you get back to normal, if you tend to, maybe drink every day, you have a couple beers every day, maybe then, you consider, trying one of the low carb alternatives. So, I mean, me personally, beer's great. I like it. I don't drink it very often. I don't drink very often, period. But I do like it. And if I was the type, if I did drink daily, I would absolutely switch to like a Michelob Ultra, or one of the other low carb. Bud Select is under 3 grams. So. Absolutely. Oh, it's watery, it's this, whatever. Well, we make accommodations in life. That's how it is. But in doing my research, I looked into, because not all of the carbohydrates are simply from, protein and carbohydrates in the beer. Alcohol actually, has a caloric value. Ethanol, has a caloric value. So, and I'm not sure what it was. 60 calories per ounce and a half, something like that. I don't know, 60 to 80. I don't know. Saw a lot of numbers today, so I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. You can definitely go online, check it out for yourself. Just type in alcohol nutritional information. And I think it'll come up with like 80 proof vodka, ounce and a half. You'll see what it is. It's not terribly high. Carbs are not. There are no carbs So that's not the issue. But what I did find out, because at first I was like, oh, I'll just have my brandy, or I'll have, I'll have a martini or something. Um, but alcohol is processed in the liver, and in the liver, the enzymes in the liver are preferential towards alcohol, as opposed to fat, and I would guess specifically triglycerides. Um, so, there's so if you're trying to burn fat, if you're trying to metabolize, fat, because you're eating a low carb diet, so the primary source of your energy is going to come from fat, then even drinking alcohol, even if there's no carbs, the production, or not the metabolism of the fat is going to be slowed down just by the ethanol. But that's I think that's probably pretty minor. We are honestly talking, like maybe 60 calories. What else? Oh, carbs. I've talked a lot about fruit and different carbs that you can include to your diet. And I just wanted to touch on one item to me that works great for me. I mean, and everyone, you got to find out what works for you. No one can give you all the answers, or what works for one person isn't going to work for everyone. That being said, when to eat carbs. How I think of it in my mind is, if insulin is what triggers the storage of fat, then when I'm going to eat carbohydrates, or I'm going to eat larger amounts of carbohydrates, I want those to be as far away from my actual meals. Oh, excuse me again. It's probably my asthma is actually why I'm yawning. It's not so much that I'm tired. So for me, in between meals, so if you eat at 7, you eat at noon, and you wanted to, well, actually that's not even relevant because that's when I'm drinking coffee. But let's say, you eat at 12, you eat at 5, 6 o'clock, so 3:30, 4 o'clock, you start 3:30, you want something. That's when I would eat my carbs. That's when I would have my leafy green vegetables, or I would have my orange, and that way any spike to my blood sugar is going to happen well before I actually consume any fats, and my triglyceride, the total fat in my bloodstream, and all of that is hasn't happened yet. So my body has time to recover from the blood sugar spike that comes from eating carbohydrates. So then when I do eat, my body's not telling my cells to store fat. So just that's how I see it. I can't tell you what's going to work for you. That's about it. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and share. All that I ask is please be polite and respectful when you comment or respond. None of us have all the answers, and I thank you very much.